today I am going to talk about the concept of peace and economic development. After explaining the concept of peace and unfurling the dimensions of its scope, now I would like to move ahead in order to explain the relationship, if at all, between peace and economic development. I strongly believe that there prevails a relationship between peace and economic development. But before explaining that, I would like to bring your attention towards a quote. The real and lasting victories are those of peace and not of war. This was said by Ralph Waldo Emerson. At first, I want to say that economic development and peace building are the two most important challenges which are facing the world economies nowadays. There is a growing body of evidence that strongly suggests that these two are closely linked. In this direction, initially, the relationship between peace and economic development has been explained. Thereafter, I would be moving ahead in order to explain the relationship between economic development and peace. Now, when I'm explaining this relationship, I would like to say, as far as this relationship between peace and economic development is concerned, there prevails a direct relationship, a positive relationship between peace and economic development. Why am I saying this, that there prevails a direct relationship? Because in case of direct relationship, we say that when more of peace is restored, more economic development is likely to be there. On the other side, in case of war situation, conflict situation, then in that case, lesser economic development is likely to occur. Now, there might be some reason if I'm saying that yes, there prevails a positive relationship between peace and economic development. Now, I want to explain that relationship. It is because of the fact that peace creates an optimum environment in which the other activities that contribute to economic growth can take place. In this sense, peace is a facilitator. It is making easier for the workers to produce. They can produce more, they can work more, they can produce more. Businesses can sell more, they can generate more revenue. Entrepreneurs and scientists, they can innovate more, they can work more. And the governments can regulate more. On the economic front, the benefits brought by the peace can also be measured in terms of economic terms. Whenever I'm talking about this, I want to explain that the assurance of peace leads to addition to the value of global GDP. This helps in creating a peaceful environment. On one side, we have peace related to economic development, but on the other side, economic development also contributes to the peace. Economic development helps to reduce poverty by creation of more jobs. It helps in educating people. It provides them more training and opens up more avenues of development. And hence, it provides access to basic services like healthcare, sanitation. And we know that poverty is the main driver of conflict. When people are poor, they get frustrated, they get angry, they get desperate, and they're likely to get engaged into violent activities in order to just accelerate their incomes. Now, and in case people have jobs, they are less poor, it is likely to reduce the cases of violence. Now, education and training can help the people to develop the skills that they need to get jobs and contributes to the economy. Access to basic services can help to improve the people's health and well-being, which can make them less likely to resort to violence. In addition to reducing poverty, economic development also aims at building peace by creation of opportunities for dialogue and cooperation. When people have common economic interests, they are likely to work together to resolve the differences which they have. In this lead, I want to explain that economic development also helps to build peace by creation of jobs. Jobs provide people with a stake in the family. There is a sense of belongingness and a reason to avoid violence. When people have jobs, they are likely to be productive members of the society. They're less likely to resort to violence. This is because these people feel that they have a sense of purpose, a source of income, and a way to contribute to the community. In addition, the jobs also helps to reduce poverty and inequality. This is inequality is one of the maladies of the society. Now, it is also mitigated when we are aiming at peace. Now, the next thing is that when the investment is made in the infrastructure, economic development happens, investment is made in infrastructure, development of roads, dams, bridges. This also in turn creates jobs for the people who are engaged in construction, manufacturing, and other sectors. To the provide support to the small entrepreneurs, and thus creates jobs and stimulates and improvises and engages and revives the economy. Economic development provides opportunities to the women also by investing in education, training, development programs, by conducting workshops. It helps in promotion of women entrepreneurship and creates jobs in sectors that are traditionally dominated by men. This helps to reduce gender inequality and empowers the women, and thus have a positive impact on the peace building within a nation, between the nations, yes. Economic development can also provide opportunities for youth by investing in education and training, and again, creation of jobs is there in informal sector, formal sector, and thus they also provide support to the youth. This can help to keep our young people engaged in productive activities, and they are not engaged in the conflicting situations, and this reduces the risk of being recruited by armed groups. We see in news many a times that small children are engaged and they are considered by the armed forces. So this is something which is not tenable. Now I'm going to take certain examples of certain economies. In the Rwanda, after 1994 genocide, the government focused on economic development in order to revive the economy, in order to promote the peace. The government, what it did, it invested in infrastructure, it invested in agriculture operations, and then, yes, the education was also emphasized. As a result, the economy grew and poverty declined. This helped to create an environment which was more stable, which was more peaceful, and which was more congenial. Similar effort was made in Colombia also. The government has been working extensively in order to reduce the poverty and to mitigate the impact and aftermaths of inequality in the country's conflict-ridden regions. The government has invested in education, healthcare, promotion of infrastructure, development of roads, dams, bridges, underpasses. Extensively work has been done. As a result, poverty declined and people got the jobs. And as a result, the peaceful environment in such a region was restored. Now, I would like to conclude the entire discussion. Economic development and peace building, they are closely connected. Peace is connected to economic development. Economic development is connected with the peace. Economic development can help to build peace by reducing poverty, by reducing inequality, by creating more job opportunities, and by improving the infrastructure. Peace also helps to promote the economic development by creating an environment which is more stable, which is more congenial, which is more friendly with the people, for the businesses also to operate, to flourish, and it creates an environment wherein the investments can happen. This also helps in improving the quality of life. By working together, at the end, I want to say that economic development and peace, they can help in order to create more just, equitable, and peaceful world. Hence, at last, my conclusion says that it's not only peace which is connected with economic development, it is economic development which is also connected with the peace. Both go hands in hands, and because both are important, both should be considered, and both should be emphasized much. Thank you so much for your kind cooperation. Thank you.